Howdy, howdy, folks. It is Diecastbuffet here again. Welcome back to another NASCAR Diecast review. And today we have a very special paint scheme in this studio. This is a pretty cool race car. This is the 1984 Richard Petty STP Firecracker 400, the 200th win in his Pontiac Grand Prix. Oh boy, do I miss Pontiac. Now, I know I'm late to the party for this Diecast review. I've been kind of saving it for a while. And without further ado, let's go and open up out of the box. Alrighty, folks, we're out of the good old box set. Oh my goodness, does this diecast look absolutely incredible. First thing I noticed right off the bat, the rear wheels are a little bit longer than the front, which is kind of interesting. But wow, man, look at the detail on this. The chrome bumpers, that is such an amazing touch. The chrome wheels, wow, man, I love these, like, square body freaking stock cars, man. These things are absolutely beautiful. And of course, I picked this one up for our friends over there at Circle B Diecast. You can too, friends, and you can save on shipping, guys. You don't have to, but you got that promo code down below to help you out if you need it for any orders $30 or more. Into this one, and for all the newer fans out there, Pontiac was, I mean, they were a huge manufacturer in the sport. They stayed around all the way till 2003, and that was, man, they were still winning cup races in those years. They won the championship in 02. They weren't just kind of just stuck around. They pretty much pulled what Dodge did. They won the championship and left. Of course, not the same season. They won it in 02 and left the next year. But, man, I really miss Pontiac. Oh, my goodness, man. The 02 Pontiac Grand Prix is the greatest stock car, in my opinion. So, you got STP right here. Some might say the color is a little too dark. I believe that's accurate to the real thing. You got this beautiful, beautiful Petty blue. Amazing. You have this very bright red-orange stripe, which I believe is fluorescent. So if you brought it outside, it's going to shine pretty well. Got STP with the 43. I love these stock cars, man. Could you just imagine just wheeling one of these around like Richmond or running around Rockingham in one of these bad boys? Oh, my goodness. One of the NASCAR classics I would love to see from the 80s. A lot of people, I don't know if they ever made it or not, but Kyle Petty's Richmond Fairgrounds win. The race that had Earnhardt and I want to say Waltrip that wrecked, and then Kyle Petty won it in the number 7 711 car. Dude, they need to make a 1/64 scale for that, because that would have been amazing. So check out all these contingencies. I mean, you would think you're looking at like a refrigerator full of magnets. That's how many logos. I mean, I would be here all day trying to count all these. Incredible, incredible stuff. Shame it doesn't have Winston Cup, which, they were a huge sponsor there, but man, this car is just so freaking cool. Imagine all the amazing customs you could make with this car, too, with the donor car and stuff. You could spray the interior. You could make so many cool stock cars. And another thing that was interesting is that during that Richmond race I mentioned, you would see cars that were like from 2 years prior that didn't have the aero coupes. I think it was 86. And they had cars like this that didn't have the aero coupes, which is like the IROC Z style back window. And then you would have some that had the aero coupes. It was really cool that they were still running like, cars made years before with the brand new stuff. And they all had different noses. And it was just really, really interesting. Kind of remind me how the Truck Series was last year when they had the 2021 Toyota noses and they still had the 2022 new Toyota noses. It was just cool seeing different makes and models kind of in blend. Different year models blend together. So you got some racewear grime at the bottom. You got where the exhaust port would be. Should be both sides, I think. You can see a little bit of some dirt and grime. Very, very nice. I don't know why, but the wheels feel a little bit wobbly. Probably because there's more freeway where the hubs are. I'm sure this thing probably rolls just fine. From what I see, it rolls just fine. It's just probably just a design to it. But my goodness, what an amazing amount of detail on this car. Now, I think this decal is a little bit bent here, where it says Pontiac and STP. I think this side's actually supposed to be dented in, so maybe there was a little bit of, contact there. Let's go to the back end of this car, guys. This chrome is incredible. Oh, my goodness. I love chrome. Now, this is obviously plastic, but what it probably does, it has a little plastic tray that goes here or here, and they glue it in. Very similar to how the Hot Wheels cars are, how the bumpers and stuff sometimes will connect to the interior. So that's an interesting construction. So you got this amazing looking rear end of this car. The chrome bumper, Pontiac right there in the middle. Probably some oil or something. You got STP, got the Petty logo. STP once again. Just, man, these Winston Cup cars, guys, are incredible. Then you go to the right side of this diecast, and look, you still got more raced wear damage. You got the tire marking here for Petty's last win. You got some markings right here as well. Wow, man. I mean, you talk about a hot-looking diecast here. Great, great job with this. You know, they didn't goof it up like Spin Master did years ago, and they would have the funky, like, it almost looks like a Hot Wheels fantasy mold for some of their retro cars. Like, the wheels were just too big. No, this looks legit. And if I was doing like a stop motion or had like a vintage, you know, collection for cars from this year, I would get a whole pile of cars like this, and I would make a whole bunch of customs and make the field with them. Because this is probably the most accurate tooling ever made for a NASCAR stock car, Pontiac Grand Prix from '84. Now, I have seen some different makes and models. You know, I've seen some from like, I think it was a Revell or a Machine World or different things like that. Maybe even Greenlight. Throughout the years, they've made some vintage stock cars with great detail. And, you know, perhaps they might be a little bit more, you know, better for some aspects. But to me, this would be a perfect donor car for any of those. To get the 43 right there on the roof, just amazing, amazing looking body lines on this car, guys. You got Jensen car audio. Look at the trunk on this car. Oh my goodness. I know these things were lead sleds, and I mean, these things are almost boats. That's how much metal these things had. But I mean, could you imagine if you rear-ended this thing? Look how much crush zone you got, guys. I mean, bam. That's going to be really, really tough to hurt yourself with that amount of crush zone there, guys. I mean, sure, you don't have no headrest or nothing, but I mean, that's like the largest trunk in stock car history, guys. That is incredible. Wow. What a cool-looking car. So I want to know what y'all think about this car, and I'm going to throw out some few ideas I think they should do for the NASCAR Classics line. I think the NASCAR Classics line is the most underused diecast line that Lionel does. To me, they need to make way more of these because there's so many fans that would buy them. I mean, they go nuts over this stuff, guys. They usually make one Jeff Gordon car per year, which I can understand that, right? And Jeff Gordon only won like 96-something races. But what I would love to see, guys, and this is what I would love to see, it's time to start doing Jimmy Johnson wins. It is time. If they can, okay, they made a Jeff Gordon car from 2013, and they shipped it and sold it in a box like this. So by their standards, 2013 is already considered a NASCAR Classic, which is asinine to me, but by their standards it is. So if they can make a 2013 Jeff Gordon Chevrolet Cup car and consider it a NASCAR Classics, they could have just put it in generic Lionel box, just saying. No, they put it in a Classics one. That means everything from the 2000s is already ready to go for a Classics line release. And this is the three pieces I would love to see. Number one, Brad Keselowski's 09 Talladega win. I don't know why, I don't know how, but it needs to be done. They need to make the 09 Talladega win for Brad Keselowski in the 164 scale. It's asinine to me they never made it. Everybody wants that car in their collection, and making a raced version of that would be incredible, dude. I would love to see that. They need to make that happen. The number two I would like to see is a Jimmy Johnson rookie season win. Now, I think they made the Fontana win in the Racing Champions line years ago. The detail on it, I'll be honest with you, probably wasn't that good. So if they wanted to remake it, I'm totally for remaking his first win, right? Another idea I would like to see is both of his Dover wins from 2002. People forget he swept Dover in his rookie season. I'm just saying, that's incredible. I would love to see both of those made in the 164 scale. And then my final suggestion for today would be the GOAT, the greatest NASCAR race in history, the 03 Carolina Dodge Dealers 400 raced win pack. Kurt Busch, Ricky Craven, you gotta make it. They never made the 2003 Pontiac mold in this style. They made it for Racing Champions. The wheelbase is completely goofy. The Hot Wheels one looks good, but it has rubber tires. You know, I want one that's based off the winner circle or action style mold, the most realistic one, so to speak. The 2002 Pontiacs got made that way, and they're fantastic. But the 03 one never got made. So there's a huge collectability market for that, for not only custom makers to be able to use those cars for their own collection, but to have that Craven car. They can do it. I promise you, if they really wanted to, they can get the sponsors on board. If they could, look, here's my final thoughts here. If they can get all these logos to say, you know what, we want to be on this richer petty diecast. Imagine how easy it could be to get the most popular win in NASCAR history, perhaps the '03 Craven win, which was, I mean, it's just the GOAT race. I mean, it's long after we're gone, it's still going to be talked about. That's how amazing that finish was. It's very similar to how the Ross Chastain Martinsville wall ride was. It's just one of those moments you're never going to forget, like the '84 Firecracker 400. But that would be my three choices for the NASCAR Authentics line. Brad K, '09 Talladega win. Jimmy Johnson, one of his Dover wins from his rookie season in '02. And then Ricky Craven's Darlington raced win, possibly adding Kurt Busch's raced version as well. Make them in the action, style mold. I think they could do it, guys. I really do. What do y'all think? Make sure to comment down below. If you can, please give it a huge thumbs up. Thank y'all so much for watching. What an awesome diecast, guys. Absolutely recommend it, especially if you're a customizer. This would be a great piece to build some really, really cool paint schemes with. That's all for now, guys. Diecast Buffet, signing off.